Oh, I got 7%.
Watch cost. So what are we talking?
200.
That watch was at the bottom of a Captain Crunch bag.
Shut up.
You turn into. Remember when we were younger? You could you cut out the box top, and they'll send you stuff.
I never really did that. Did they do it?
Well, you ate oats as a kid. I didn't even stumble that bad.
Can you still see my face right now?
Yes, Trevor. All right, man. Start it off, dope boy.
Josh, can you see my face?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. You guys ready?
Could you see his face?
Are you ready?
Like Josh would set the whole thing up and not be able to see your face and be like, speed it.
No, because I just raised the mic. Yeah, man.
I'm looking for a new host, co-host Trev.
Here we
This
go.
is actually a practice run for Trev.
All right, here we go.
Get your weekly dose of R&R.
What up? This is your boy Dubois.
And I'm Kev on stage.
And this is our white friend
Trevor Wallace.
And
Trevor Wallace, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, this is another
Good to be
installment of Started Off to the Right, Righteous and Ratchet. And we are here with Trevor. And he is a white guy. And he has a big nose. And he is super cool.
Good to be back.
What's up, man?
Nobody's made fun of my nose in like, I don't know, a year now?
Nobody knows.
Yay! There it is. Good to be back.
And first, before we get started, I want to shout out the Patreon who's watching this, the Right Pack. Arn. They're watching this right now live on our Patreon. The title comes to them when they sign up for Patreon at www.righteousandratchet.com.
Because this is Tuesday and regular folk get it
Wednesday.
So you get it early?
Double into here's barbecue challenge shot already. That'll come out early for the Right Pack. And we'll get another episode going later this week for the Right Pack. So let's just jump on into this.
Let's just jump on in.
Let's get into
Trevor is an interesting case study.
Yes,
Trevor
man.
is my son.
My friend.
I go to Kev for literally everything. Kev is he's better than my manager. Actually, I love my manager, but Kev, I love you too.
Trevor is my social media son. Actually, me and Josh are shooting the social media blueprint of teaching people how to use social media to their benefit. Trevor was consulted by me for free for many years at All Def Digital. Let me just give you his background before you know, before we start. Trevor was the social media person at All Def.
He was the
so all
voice
those
behind the
cool
caption.
black
Them
captions, when ADD was at its best, was a white man from Camarillo.
Camarillo.
Yeah.
Trev actually came to All Def because of Joshua. Y'all went to the same high school?
Really?
Rival high school, I guess.
Yeah.
We just had a lot of mutual friends.
Okay.
And then I was like graduating, and I was like, I need a job. And then I hit him up, and
He hit him up. He interviewed with me. He was my
I had
intern.
an interview with you and
Harris.
Yeah, Harris.
Or James, one of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Trev was
white
my
guy
intern.
there,
I used to read. I used to send scripts for him to read when I didn't want to. He gave great notes. And then I could go into other meetings and act like I read the scripts. And I was like, guys, we got to pass on this because of the character doesn't do this. We got to pass on it.
Trevor's just in the window like a thumbs up.
I didn't even let him in the meetings. I was like, you
I was happy to be there, man.
And it felt great to have a white man working for me. But so he did a great job. So then it was time to get him a job. The comedy team didn't have any openings, but the marketing team did. So I vouched for him, and he totally killed it.
Solid individual.
Solid individual. Then I found out Trev had a whole Vine career prior to All Def. So Trev, tell us a little bit about your Vine area, because Trev, this is why Trev's so interesting. Before you tell us, Trev had a little bit of Vine career, and then he just went dormant for like a couple years as far as growth.
And mainly stand-up,
only working on the stand-up, and then he blew up his social media with one of my favorite videos, Bryson, Zoomies employee video.
Yes, sir.
And then he just was been out of here. So tell us about being pseudo-famous on Vine.
I mean, I get recognized like once on campus, and I was like, I made it. I was like, I'm dropping out of school. No, I was in a fraternity, and like one of my friends, shocking, right? Me, one of my friends like, you gotta try this app, and I was
What's
like,
the name of your
sounds
fraternity?
Stupid. Delta Upsilon.
What?
It's a dumb name. The letters.
Wait, Delta Upsilon?
Upsilon.
Y'all do hair?
I mean,
You got it out
no,
there.
it's the letters are like a triangle and a Y. It's a dumb name, but
Okay.
yeah. It's,
Are you going to be in trouble for that, for saying that?
No, not at all.
Do white people be in their fraternities after college? Do y'all do anything? Because black people, wait, no,
listen.
like you in for real. White people, I don't even never hear them talk about it.
Yeah, other than like bachelor parties and like golfing, not really. Like I talked to like 4 people from my fraternity.
So y'all don't go to step shows and stuff?
Do you guys have you guys don't have step shows?
Oh no,
That'd be an
ordeal. I did that step on All Deaf.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
boy, it took a minute. He was.
I was like,
How do you guys do it? How do you do it at the same time? My feet and my hands don't go.
I was doing it because I don't want to go to work that day. Like, you want to be on this? And I was like, yeah. I was there for comedic effect, but then they're like, no, for real, you got to dance. I was like, what?
So some of your first early videos were frat boy humor.
Yeah. It was very like frat boy humor, and then I was working at All Deaf. Then I'd be in that video, and then like Great Taste. And for the first time, Is It True? Those were like my favorite.
Yeah.
Great. One of my favorite videos is when I went to the black church with you guys. It was me, Honest John, and
we did a lot of videos in our All Deaf era.
Oh, there is a catalog. People are it's crazy, and like people are just now finding out that I was like on All Deaf. Like, bro, I saw you on the ADD channel.
Really?
Like, once, I was like,
and the blacks accepted Trev.
But
I'm gonna tell you why though. Trev, and this is why we're cool with Trev. Trev don't try to be black.
Nah, he just do him.
Trev be white.
Right.
I mean,
straight
rolled up.
I mean, I was at a chain smokers party yesterday. Like that doesn't get much whiter
look at
than
this
that.
part. There's nothing more white than that part.
Like,
I mean, Trev, like, and that's why Miley Cyrus didn't learn this. She tried to be black, and black people was like, bro, nah. And then Billy Ray was just hopped on Lil Nas song, being Billy Ray. We're like, bro, that's cool.
I didn't think
like, you don't have to try to be a black person.
Right.
Be who you are, bro. If you cool, you cool. You don't have to be like us, man. I mean, obviously the rhythm is lacking.
You know.
So don't try to. He was like, man, this is tough. I don't know how I'll do it. He tried to roast me for one time. He was like, this ain't for me.
I was on one episode of Roast Me. People were like, I saw you on Roast Me. I was like, yeah, we don't talk about that. I stuttered once, and then I just felt the world just collapsing on me.
And how did you learn to write black caption?
Let me say a thing to him. I actually respect that about you, because I actually have a pet peeve. I don't like it when like white comedians like always draw the comparisons about the differences between black and white people.
I mean, it's
like,
well overdone. It's like, we get it.
It's like, we
you
get
do this, we do that. Cool.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I actually respect the fact that you...
Yeah, man. I try to just keep it as much to me as possible, because like it feels weird trying to be somebody else. Like I can't leave ADD and be like, ooh, all right, back to my white self. You know, I'm just that all the time. You know, I'll say like jinkies.
No, wait,
and shit
white
like
people
that.
even make that voice when they make fun of other white people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what hearing a white person do a white voice.
Yeah, but then you meet a white person who actually talks to that, and you're like, oh, word.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny? White people don't make fun of the way black people talk well.
No.
Nearly as good as we do. They're like, yo, dog. Hello,
They
dog.
always
Everybody
do that.
sounds like
we
Randy
don't say
Jackson.
dog
Yeah.
anymore. We like, yo. Like, we don't even
This a
speak
video
this way.
from 1994. Yo, home slice skillet. You know the deal. Like,
You know the dilly, yo.
but black people, we have white people pegged.
Oh,
Right.
Dave Chappelle does a better white guy voice than I do.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that white guy voice.
We have to use that
bye-bye
voice
now,
at
it's so
work.
good.
Right. That's
And
our
interviews and
customer
stuff.
service voice.
Yeah, you had yours at Allstate.
Hello, this is Anthony. Thank you for calling Allstate. How can I help you?
Wow. Where did that? That's the same dude.
That's me.
That's
Behind you right now, whispering
Yeah.
that. Wow, that's
nobody
great.
would ever think it's
Oh,
you
man.
behind the.
Can I just get
behind
your
the mic.
deductible, please, sir? Thank you.
what's your
no
pol-
problem.
what's-
Just
what's
go
your
ahead.
policy
Go
now?
ahead. Hold on, ma'am. No problem. I'll wait right here.
I didn't know my insurance agent was eating cold bacon behind the.
Just a second, there's some static
I
here.
work for All Plate.
Oh, you work for Allstate. Shut up. So anyway,
You in
Trev,
good hands?
Nice.
How did you get to write all those?
I was just always
captions
on
in black culture.
I was always on Twitter, I think, because like that was like 80% of my job. I was like always on social media, and I just saw like trends and why things would work and what was funny. And Black Twitter is the funniest. It's hilarious, like
Right.
And you
literally-
get black Twitter.
yeah. I think
Explain that to other white people.
I don't even know. I don't even think it's just like it's the funny part of Twitter. Like
Right.
Twitter is hilarious, and then Twitter sucks. Also, it's
Yes.
like why would it's like that's
Yes.
the funny part. Like when people try to get like political and weird and like all that, I'm like, what? Why are you retweeting?
Twitter
that?
has survived the test of time. Twitter's
Yeah.
been around since like 08 at this point.
I just love Black
they?
Twitter
I
because
think
it just
Yeah,
08 or
I
09.
think early adopters was like 08, 09.
It's about as old as Instagram, right? Or a little
No,
older.
a couple years
older.
older.
Side note, y'all remember that singer Tweet? You know she tried to sue Twitter for taking her name?
Ma'am, if you don't just
Really? The
Yes.
Southern Hummingbird tweet?
Yes.
Oops,
Tweet.
there goes my shirt.
Yeah, she tried to sue them like, I'm Tweet.
By the way, bringing that up. LeBron James tried to trademark Taco Tuesday.
What? Okay, what?
I saw that,
okay, LeBron,
and I thought
relax.
it was a tabloid.
Relax,
Sir,
bud. Relax,
we've been
bud.
saying Taco Tuesday.
Are you that rich where we gotta pay you to say Taco Tuesday?
Bro,
and I
I
love
would've
doing
been
it.
sick.
Taco Tuesday.
You can't, but right. Like, he said it funny, but it was funny because we already
That's
were
what I just
saying
thought
it.
of. It's like, what? No, that's been out.
I wanna own this.
There's been
What's
shirts
to
about
own
that
Taco
forever.
Tuesday.
But anyway.
He's like, yo, so you heard about this Motivation Monday yet?
Woman Crush Wednesday is me. So anyway, so tell me how you kept your focus working a regular job, knowing you were that creative. Because I ain't gonna hold. I got something else to say after you answer that question.
It was hard because I'd map it out. Because the best part is I'd be in content at all depth. So it wasn't like I was completely like strapped out.
yeah.
Like, I'd be at my desk, like, oh, you want to do dad jokes? I bet, cool.
But for a while, you weren't in
No.
nothing.
You was
for a cool year and
or
a
you
half.
just be the
Cool
token. We
year.
use you as token white guy.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
The first sketch I was in, I was like a white guy like leaving a porta potty, and I had like one line. And I was like outside like practicing that line. Like, you can go. You can go. You can go.
You can go.
But I don't know. I was literally just happy to be there, and like my friends all worked like such dumb like accounting jobs and like and they're just so sad. And I'm like, at least I'm not doing that. So
Was it weird being around that many black people, being free, saying the N-word and roasting people all day? Because that's your first job out of college was all deaf, digital. Like you probably are. You can't work no regular job after that.
That was like a clubhouse from.
You
Oh,
can't go
especially
work
the
at
Culver
Wells
City
Fargo.
days, Slink just rolling up a blunt like.
Oh,
and
it
just
was
like,
crazy.
yeah.
I remember I had to fire an intern one time because he came back from lunch high, like 2.5 hours late. And I was like, yo, what are you
doing?
He was like, yeah, man.
He just thought it was cool.
Like,
He's
what are
like,
you doing? He was like, I was smoking a blunt with Sling Johnson. And I was like, you're at work.
But you're not Slink Johnson.
He literally did that. He looked at me. He was like, but Sling Johnson asked me to smoke. I was like, ma'am, you're at work.
He's like, but Black Jesus. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, you
and
go,
that's
you
when
go.
Black Jesus was on. He was genuinely surprised I had to let him go. I was like, bro, you can't get high at work. But Slink is high.
said you're high, yeah.
Slink doesn't work here.
He goes,
What world do you
sure?"
live in when your boss says you're high? You're like, yeah.
You bet your ass. I mean, yeah. That's so. Yeah, Slink would just show up for free food and then just.
Oh
post
my
up.
gosh.
It was,
So wait, hold on. Let me ask you this though. So while you were typing all those captions, did you ever type the N-word?
no, that was the joke on.
Yeah.
Inside the office.
Yeah,
I
had
know
to have.
that.
He was in Star. Did you bring that up?
No, I just thought about it. I just always thought about like, is it wrong for a white person to type the N-word? Is that a wrong thing?
I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise.
wouldn't
Can you
advise
type the
it.
N-word if you're white?
No, I feel like that's putting it in context. What if you're tweeting it out?
Yeah, that's that.
Then that's
I
your
feel like it's
voice.
the same thing.
So if you
Trev wouldn't even type if the caption needed the N-word. That's where the joke came from.
Right.
He wouldn't even type in star. He was like, look, man.
Putting star
Can I get somebody
seems
over
more
here?
racist. You're like, I'm not gonna say it. Star.
But that means you still spelled it out in your mind. Like, hold on.
You gotta count it right. This is
you have to count the letters.
Yeah.
G-G-E-R.
fingers?
Why is your R so strong? I don't know. Just R.
Why is your last little asterisk in bold? And it's 5 letters, not 6. So anyway, I feel like we asked you a lot of questions that you haven't been able to answer because we're laughing so much.
Yes.
You kept your focus. At first, you were not in content. Then you got in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you had the age-old problem of, man, this stuff outside of my job is doing well.
Yeah, and that happened probably like 2017. It was like maybe 2 years into All Def, and like because my last year at All Def, I was like heavily between the two.
This dude asked me on like 8 occasions, I don't know, how do you know when it's time for you to leave?
I was like
I mean, I
hypothetically.
thought you was,
man.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, he crazy. He gonna leave a good job. He just gonna leave, and you had that faith to step out and believe in yourself.
But he listen, there's faith and there's planning. He was like, look, I trust myself, but also no matter what, my rent gonna be due.
Yeah.
So let me make sure, because it wasn't monetizable at the time. Well, you weren't monetizing it at the level you're monetizing it now.
Right.
But he planned out for a year. And then I'm not going to reveal the amount of time. The final conversation we asked, I was like, man, how much money you got?
I remember.
This dude told me, I was like, God, what? I was still working there.
I was pushing 40. Like, I ain't never seen that much money in my whole life.
First of all,
Hire me.
let me hold something. I got a plan.
Yeah, what's the song? Can't laugh. I was like, oh, 2 weeks, we out.
And if you're leaving, take me with you.
Yeah.
You need an intern.
I don't know, that's the hard part, and that's why people work jobs until the end.
Yeah.
There's like health insurance is so expensive, and like all this. You just start thinking. There's calculations everywhere.
Absolutely.
I mean, that type of work environment, though, that dynamic that you had with Kev to be able to have that conversation on 8 different times.
How do you- what
imagine
world
if
do
you
you
guys
live in?
weren't boys, we'd been fired. Get him out of here.
What boss is going to let you be like,
That's
I'm
what
thinking
I'm
about
saying.
quitting? Like, oh, you are. And talk to you about it 7 more times?
That's what I'm saying.
Man, you should. Now I'm telling you, what are you doing working here? Are you crazy? You're wasting your life, son.
But that conversation changed my life. So
Absolutely.
you know.
I'm just saying it was dope to be able to have that type of work environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where we at?
We're about there.
All right. You know, Trev, you're doing things great online.
You are.
And one thing you can be doing better online is shopping. With Honey,
Transition. God.
shopping online beats going to the store. Online shopping is the best way to shop because you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Since you don't have a job, you don't have to go to work. And if you're not using Honey, you're probably overpaying while you online shop.
I am.
Honey is a free browser extension that saves your money everywhere you shop online. I recently got a few things online from Target, and Honey was there at the top of my browser to save me some money. I like buying stuff in my drawers. The thought of getting dressed, it just, I can't do it. And if I'm going to be shopping anyway, I want to save. Just think, the average Honey user saves about $126 per year. That's like 126 $1 tacos for Taco Tuesday. Over 10 million people are already saving money with Honey. Listen, there's really no reason not to use Honey. It's free to use, installs on your computer, just 2 clicks, and it'll save you money so you can treat yourself to something nice. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/RR.
RR.
That's joinhoney.com/RR.
There it is.
All right, Trev, take me back to the moment, because Doughboy's big moment was Fat Drake.
Yeah.
22
that
million.
thing did crazy.
Take me back to your first big video in the post-Trev career, post-Vine career. Bryson, Zumi's employee.
Yeah.
What's the actual title?
Life is a Zumi's employee.
Life is a Zumi's employee.
I remember
Yeah.
I remember coming up to you and I was like,
Yeah.
Kev, I got my first million. You're
Man.
like, something light, it's like, to Kev, that's like,
Kev is trash.
I didn't say that. I was happy for him.
no, I just remember being like so excited, and then I was just like, "Is this it? What do I do?" I was like, "Yeah." What do you mean?
Take it to
Like,
the bank trying to get a check. Can I cash this?
he's like, "Put your shirt back on." I'm like, "Oh, my bad." I got excited. And then I did the follow video the week after. Then that's the one that has 19 million.
19?
Wait, which one was that?
Well, the first one I did was the one in the car.
In the car?
Yeah.
Oh, the next one was when you actually
the
went
life,
to
the life
the
is a
store.
Zumi's employee was like the big
Right.
one. That one.
That is
And
the
then
one where you
after
actually were in
that-
the mall.
Yes.
So
And
you
then-
and then you got a brand deal off of that,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Through Zoomies?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, because they didn't want to. They just like flew me out for this event that they had, and they just had me like hosted or whatever. But I was like, "You guys want to do merch?" They're like, "Nah, but here's some money." I was like, "Okay."
And Trev actually didn't take my advice because he was like, "Man, I want to do other characters." And I was like, "Man, do the doggone Zoomies thing."
Don't
Do
you
it.
change nothing. Yeah. You hear me?
I
I'll
felt
kill
like
you
a-
dead.
I felt like an old record in second 1940. You listen to me. You gonna be on American Bandstand? Okay, you gonna do Zoomies? Then don't have
Chuck
a
Berry will be here tonight.
But he was, and I was like, look, and I told him like, look, man, just don't stop doing that character, man,
Yeah.
because the internet, they find something like you can milk it. There's certain creators, we won't name any.
Right.
Oh,
They
know.
got a shtick, and they don't do nothing but change a topic, and they run it
yeah.
back. And some I don't even mind. Some I'm like,
Some of them might be like, okay, make another video. Make one more video, son.
Yeah.
But
That's like
Trev was
Long
like-
Beach Griffey's like that. I love his videos.
Ah.
It's that every time I know it's coming, and then I hear that music come in at the end, I'm
Yeah.
like, "You done it again, Griffey."
So one thing I think you do well, probably about as well as anybody, even myself, which is a high compliment to me. You understand white people to a T.
Yeah.
Like you have like Kyle's are different. You got the videos with Churdleys. You got You got one of my favorite videos you do is guy who's never left his hometown.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh.
Bruh,
No,
it's like
which one of your characters does the fajitas?
that's dad.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Thank you, man.
I just,
No, it's the fajitas part. Not the fajitas part.
I didn't even know there was a video to that.
Actually, I just like fajitas.
I saw you post an Instagram of some fajitas one time. Man.
No boy saw the fajitas. He's like, video over.
turn the sound off.
Retweet.
This is good stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you like, because that's kind of what I do with the church. Like I have like a, because I went to church so much, I have an insight into church culture so much. Like obviously you're white, but there's a lot of white people and a lot of white comedians, but they don't have the nuance of white comedy. So where does that come from?
I think what helped is being on Twitter so much at All Def. Like I just paid attention to a lot of trends, and like I would like whenever something happened, I would try to be on top of it because it's trending. So I just do that kind of now. Like even with the White Claw video, I just saw like nobody had made fun of it really, and then I had my friends were everybody was drinking them. And
I had never even heard of White Claw.
Oh, bro, they're like, if a white person, like, if you pop me open right now, it'll spill out a little bit. You know, like,
What is this drink called?
White Claw? It's just like a
White Claw?
It's like LaCroix with alcohol in it.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Oh, but I mean,
Hard seltzer. That's what it's
Yeah.
called.
The
Right?
hard seltzers are disgusting standalone. Why would they try to mix that with?
they're pretty good, bro.
If you can put alcohol in it, people will drink it.
Yeah, but I just saw a lot of people drinking it, and I was like, nobody's made fun of this yet.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. It's the same thing with the Kyle thing. It was like it had a little bit of people talking about like that, and it's exactly what like SNL and South Park does. It's like, oh, this is a thing in the news. Let's make fun of it.
Got it.
I'm not doing anything like crazy. Like, how did he think of it? I'm just observational. And I think
Dang.
my favorite type
That'd
of
be
comedy
hidden.
is observational comedy is like the best because then people watch and go, I do that, you know? It's,
Relatability is more
yeah.
important than funny.
Right.
If somebody can see themselves in your video or see their friend in their video, they'll be like, girl, that's you. That's us on them claws. But your people are just like, Britt, me and Hannah, remember we got like claw wasted? Cha.
That's your white people voice.
That's my white girl.
the French?
Like, are you allowed to talk about what happened with the White Claw merch situation?
Oh yeah, so pretty much I took a quote from the video and I altered their logo a little bit and I put my quote around it, made shirts, and the shirts blew up. Like it had like 20,000 comments on like Facebook.
Woo!
Like,
In a day.
In a day, it sold 7,000 t-shirts.
Wait. $25
$25
a pop.
When
Is
I
that-
tell you,
Do some drugs
I
on the
was
math,
making
though.
money.
That's a lot for my math. It's 105. That's 175.
Yeah, it was
175?
It was more money than I ever
wrong?
thought I would see in this.
No, I don't
career.
know. You're a math boy. 175.
Hey, I thought I messed it up.
So $175,000 is coming to you.
So what did you do with that 175?
I didn't get it.
Wait, what?
So this is where things get a little messy, as they say.
Here's where the white comes
so
out.
they reached out to me. Yeah, they reached out to me with like a full legal team,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, "Hey, you have 24 hours to take this down before we." They sent me a cease and desist. They're like, "We will chase you down with a legal team if you don't delete this right now." And I was like, "What?"
Wow.
And then I'm like talking to my managers, and they're like, "Yeah, they're legit. Like, there's
Oh, they were legit people?
Oh, they're
They were
like
white
legal.
chair people.
Man, why don't you just do the race? Get that money and run.
Do the race?
Dip out.
Me?
That's the only way to do
alone?
this.
And
Not
just
just guaranteed.
stay in Motel 6s in New Mexico? I was like, there's got to be a way around this, and no, I pretty much. But we were also in talks for a brand deal.
With them?
Yeah, so I made the shirts as like an added value. Like, look how much they love our stuff. So here's the timeline. We were gonna have a call with them on Wednesday to talk about a brand deal. Monday, I put out the shirts. Tuesday, they sent out the cease and desist. Wednesday, they're like, you guys still want to have that call?
Wait, you had a meeting set with them before you made the
After.
video?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
I was excited, man.
Why would you do these?
Because I was like, it's added value. I thought they'd be like, look how much they like my stuff. And they were like, no.
They didn't sell that kind of merch.
They will
never.
never sell that
Never.
type of merch in a day. Absolutely.
So they didn't
What
give you the
companies-
meeting?
Companies
So
don't
here's-
understand.
They don't get it.
So what happened is, but I was like, okay, if I play ball and I return all the shirts, I don't make any money, then they'll be like, oh, he's a good kid. Let's cut him a good brand deal. The next day on the phone, they're like, yeah, we're not really interested in working with you anymore. I was like, what?
Man, you should have just, man, you should have at least kept 30K.
Bro, something. Send me
Let me
$500
run the
bucks.
account, man.
Yeah.
I'll get us out of this.
Man, so from Monday to Wednesday, I was in the exact same spot, but within those like 48 hours, I was like the richest I've ever been. And then I was.
What type of mental anguage did you
It
go
was
through
not
to
good.
see it and
It
not
was
have
not
it?
good. I'd
have tripped.
I ordered a
I'd have
$45
tripped.
meal on Uber Eats. I was like, put it on the company card. There's no
like,
company
I'm sure
card.
you-
Own card
sure,
is
give me
just
this food.
his Bank of America. He spent money he ain't even had yet.
Oh my! Because this money never touched my account. I just saw I was using this website, third party, that shows you how much money you made per shirt. And so I saw that amount. I was like, $45 Uber Eats. Yeah, let me get a ginger lemonade while I'm at it too. I don't even don't like lemonade like that.
But this is even worse, bro. This show you how foul and disgusting people are.
Bro.
You took the shirts. Tell them what happened after you took the shirts down, and people started copycatting and still
Oh,
trying to
bro, they're
say-
everywhere. Here's the thing that's the most messed up. So my like loyal fans know what happened, and
Right.
but I have people coming to my shows in that shirt, and I'm just like, bro, somebody gave me a shirt in Minnesota, and they're like, you want this? And I was like,
No.
you know that meme where the guy's happy and then it goes behind the face? He's just, that was me. I was just like, and then the dude after him came up. He's like, how much did that hurt? I was like, I have no idea. Because people just see the video, they see the shirt somewhere, and they're like,
They don't know it's you or not you.
they just, well, what happens is a bunch of these off brands
Yep.
targeted my followers.
And sold it to you on a white label website.
Yeah.
With your name on it.
Because you can do that on like Facebook. You
Yeah.
can target to anybody who's ever watched a Kev on Stage video or is a
Yes.
fan. They target it to my audience.
Well, I mean,
So
God-
somebody made 175K.
Just not you.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like to be black in America. You make something, white people take it and make money off of it, and you're left broke.
Now you see why we be
Elvis Presley. Anyways,
For real though.
no,
For
it's-
real.
it was the craziest 48 hours of my life, and I was just sitting there, just like,
So what did you learn from that?
I just learned that you should probably run things past, like, I don't even know, just be more business, I guess.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like you were already on the radar and they saw that happen because the talks were happening?
But they liked me. They messaged me like, "Hey, we got to send you some free stuff. Like, you know, you're."
That was just some hater stuff.
Free
Yeah.
stuff,
No
bro.
one wants
Nobody
a free
wants
White Claw.
stuff.
Oh,
Free stuff.
Send that
So-
back.
but,
Bro, there was
yeah.
a second when I was getting Hawaiian King's Hawaiian bread. They just kept sending it to me. And at first I was like, yo, this is dope. And then after like the $6, like, bro,
Side note.
my
side
rent is
note,
due. I
Side note.
can't do nothing with this bread.
This is totally unrelated, but I gotta say it. This is to the good people at the Hawaiian's Bread. Now, you guys are good at many things. One thing you are not good at is hot dog buns.
Oh, those were.
They have hot dog buns.
They have a hot dog bun.
thing
They
was
tried
open
to
for nothing, Trev.
They tried to reconstruct the. It's like a slit. It's the
doesn't
stupidest
open.
thing.
Yeah.
The hot dog doesn't even fit.
Let me tell you something though, because what you did for White Claw is what a lot of creators did for Popeyes, me and Doughboy included. Like, it's amazing. That's what a real influencer is.
Yeah.
When you have the actual ability to influence people's choices.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a lot of people were like, man, I hadn't eaten the Popeye sandwich until I saw y'all's
Well, that's
video.
what happened. People messaged me like, "I didn't try that drink until we saw your video. I saw it in the
Yeah.
store and I tried it." It's like that's literally an influence.
And that's the thing. Like, and here's what companies still, as much and as long as the internet's been around, and how much influencers help. As a company, they should have jumped in with you,
Right.
Split
Absolutely.
it, because you
That's what
are
everybody said.
literally. I had never heard of it. Doughboy still hadn't heard of it till right now. People hadn't even heard of that product. And you know what's funny? After that, I seeing
saw them
ads
everywhere.
for it, and people in
Yeah.
videos and commercials about
blew
it.
up, yeah.
So you really gave them a lot of free awareness.
I mean, I gave him like there's like 30 million views across all.
you
social
can't
media.
even pay for that.
But
You
that's
can't
what I don't
pay for
understand
advertising.
about these corporations, though. Why wouldn't you see that and
I'ma
be
tell
like,
you why.
let me link with
I'm gonna
this
tell you
guy?
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Here's where they mess up. They feel like, so Trevor's video is comedic, and since he doesn't work for them, he can actually be funny. Like if you got paid to do a brand deal with White Claw, it wouldn't be as
No,
funny.
Because they'll say all the
There's
things.
too much red tape.
Don't neuter it.
Yeah.
You can't like the way he can promote alcohol or whatever your product is. When you're not working for the company, it's always funnier. When brands get involved, there's so much red
Yeah.
tape. It literally takes every funny thing out of it.
Exactly.
Right.
If they just did some like how the United States does arms deals, like look, we cannot say that we're in business with you, but make this or
Here's
we'll,
30K.
well, 30K. If we can't pay you for that video,
I mean, yeah, that's what Monster
30K.
did, yeah.
That's what
come
record
on.
labels are doing
and
too.
that's what Monster did. So he made this Monster video with
Kyle.
the Kyle one,
Yeah.
and you actually got Super Duper Kyle.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the way, let's link
Shout
to
out
Trevor's
Super Duper Kyle.
YouTube. And let me just pause here. Let me tell you what. Trevor blew past us.
Oh my God!
On social media.
I remember when I did 100K debate. Remember
100K. You
I
made
did
a-
100. No, this is the best part. This is to show you how slow my growth is. I did 100K debate last July. I guess I got 100,000 followers. I got 138,000 now. He's at like 800.
It's
Are you at 800 on Instagram now?
810, I think.
So let me tell you what. There's one thing to get somebody advice. Like I was DJ Khaled. I was like, "Dog, Trev, do this, do this." I checked his YouTube. I was like, "Hold up,
What do you do, Trev?
you've been doing using my advice. You teach me. Obviously, I am missing the key."
But the proof is there. I vouch for everything you said, and I don't even. It's just I got so. It's cool because like now there's so many different videos out there that people know me from that like it's all coming together as one now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we know him in All Deaf. We know him as the Kyle thing. We know him as a White. So it's like all these different angles.
Yes.
That is the cool thing I think about the entertainment industry is that once people get onto you, they'll do their research and see all your other stuff. So then it's just like you get residuals.
But sometimes they see your face once or twice in the video. They're like, man, that's a one-time thing. He ain't that funny. Then they start
and
seeing
they won't follow you
like,
until they see. They're like, man, I've been seeing this person everywhere.
Right. Like you guys get recognized a lot because you guys both have very recognizable faces and you've been on a bunch of stuff. To the point where you're like, I don't know where I know you from, but I know you.
That happened to me. So I'm gonna tell you, this Doughboy hates this, and people do this to us all the time. People see us like in the airport, they're like,
yeah,
you're you.
You know it sucks because you know what they're gonna say, but they take like 10 seconds back. Don't tell me. I'm like, All Deaf Digital. Don't tell me. All Deaf Kev on stage. I make the videos about the churches.
Doughboy's like, I don't want to guess my own name.
I don't want to.
Kev, or not Kev, don't spoils it from.
Do it again. Like, no,
I'm Doughboy. And then you just walk out.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Can we turn that fan on?
I
It is
think it's
burning up
on.
in Joshua.
in here.
I think it's on.
It ain't. You turn it
Nothing
up.
coming out of there.
I am sweating.
But I want to talk about this because I want to ask you more questions, but I do want to talk about this while we just touched upon it really quickly.
Thank
Things
you,
that are
Jesus.
going on in the world really quick because we just touched upon it. Do y'all feel like the chicken sandwich thing has gone a smidgen out of hand at this point?
I do. I'm gonna tell
They're
you.
running up in stores with guns now for chicken sandwiches.
Gun?
Yes,
Gun.
that was one of the things on the docket in.
It's bound to happen.
For a chicken sandwich?
Where is it? In Texas, a man pulled out a gun in a restaurant in Houston after being told they were out of chicken sandwiches.
Like that was gonna make more chicken sandwiches?
We don't have
They're gonna
them.
be like, we were saving one for.
We still don't have them.
Because you know how chicken sandwiches work, sir.
Oh, all you needed to do was shoot. You really gonna pull up in the Popeyes and be like, chicken sandwich or death?
You're really gonna, if you're gonna pull out a gun in an establishment to take something, you're gonna walk past the money, past everything, and fill up a bag with
Yeah,
these
why
chicken
not
sandwiches?
rob him at that point? Be like, no, well, all right, give me everything in the drawer.
That shit.
You think he just walked out? He's like, oh, y'all really out. You're like, yeah. He's like,
Here's $2,000.
No, give me that recipe.
I want the spicy mayo.
do you
This
think?
is what I think is a messed up thing, though. I think that much to how we were just talking about that drink, I feel like they're never going to be able to catch that lightning in a bottle.
No.
By the time they
think
come
about
out with
the-
those sandwiches, we're not.
The
gonna
Wendy's,
care.
the spicy chicken nuggets, like they brought those back, and it's like, it caught wave, but not like crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
Meech was talking about it. Chance the Rapper was talking about it. You know, it's crazy. Like Janet Jackson had the security guard, and she saw clearly what was happening online. And you know what you need to see clearly?
What else?
Glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me
Warby
more.
Parker, man, is the amazing eyewear company that's really changing the game for me. Warby Parker's glasses start at $95, including prescription glasses. What I love most about Warby Parker is their free home try-on program. You can order 5 pair of glasses and try them on for 5 days. There's absolutely no obligation to buy. They ship free and include a prepaid return shipping label. Head to warbyparker.com/RR to try to order your free home try-on. Take the quiz to find a pair that is perfect for you today. So I got these Warby Parker sunglasses because my not my dermatologist. What's your eye doctor called? Optometrist.
Optometrist.
My optometrist
Ophthalmologist
was
is
like,
not
"Yo,
the word.
you got to protect your eyes in the sun. You know, it'd be blazing out here." And so I needed some sunglasses. And you know, Josh, he's got Ray-Bans money. You know, he just goes. He ain't got no
That
kid, no
Ray-Ban
responsibility. I didn't have that. I got small children. I got to be a little bit more protective over my income.
Fiscal, if you will.
Fiscal.
Spell that.
So I I hit up Warby Parker. They sent me 5. I kept 2, sent back 3, and now my eyes are protected. So if you need help finding your perfect style of glasses, you can take the quiz, answer a few quick questions, and they'll suggest some great looking glasses that are totally personalized to fit your face and style. I got a meaty mug.
You have a really big.
I got a big old mug.
Very
The
large.
glasses are like, get out here. So I had to make sure that they don't, because they be hurting and they be falling off and all that stuff. So go to warbyparker.com to find your new glasses today. Once again, that's warbyparker.com/RR to order your free home try on. Take the quiz today.
All right, I want to talk about this. I know we want to ask you some more questions, but we have to talk about this.
Okay.
We must. Dave Chappelle is slept on no longer.
He's not slept on. What?
This special that
What
he
is
just
hold on. What is your definition of being slept on?
Oh, David Chappelle.
Run that back. What do you mean slept on? I'll give the guy a
He
chance.
is
What
the antithesis
Dave
of slept
Chappelle
on.
has never been one of my. Has he ever been one of your favorites?
Yes.
Has he been one of your top 5? He's in your top
Yes,
5.
number 1.
That's like saying Biggie is slept on as a rapper. Like, you know this guy, the Notorious B.I.G.
I haven't
You
been-
got a song or two.
I
So
haven't been a huge-
you watch Chappelle's show and you're like,
That's the thing. I love his show. I just wasn't a huge fan of his stand-up.
You never watched
Killing Him
Killing
Softly is like the
I didn't
best-
think it was
the
that
best
great.
comedy special.
I watched it.
You really-
Is that the one where you were talking
Killing
about being on the
Softly
subway?
and,
Yeah, and the crack baby.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was just like. I think he's like a comic because if you see comedians love Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
regular people just love him. I thought this was one of the best.
I think everybody loved him.
Everybody loves him.
So who's your favorite comedian? What's your favorite special?
Jamie
Foxx.
Foxx.
Okay.
And we'll square up if you got something to say.
Jamie Foxx is great though.
Yeah. I just thought you were going to say
He doesn't usually
something
fit in
wild.
people's top 5.
But this is what
comedians.
this is what I took away from. And if you guys don't know, if you guys sleep under a rock, Dave Chappelle just dropped a new special called Sticks and Stones. Oh man,
You saw it, Trev?
Yeah, I did see it.
oh was
Fantastic.
He might be the best joke teller out here. The way he constructs jokes and puts them together, even where when you're a comedian and you know how jokes are put together, and he still hits you with a curve. I'm like, he's really good.
What did you like about it?
I love the fact that he took uncomfortable situations and was able to make light of them. Like the Anthony Bourdain situation they talked about. I won't give anything away. Just that situation, just like how he was able to talk about the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Just how he was able to take things that we really dance around. And we were just able to just kind of just sit there and just have fun. I was just like, I didn't feel guilty. I wasn't looking around like, can I laugh at this?
Comedy needed it because everybody,
For real.
like, they flirt around the idea. If you want to talk about something like that, everybody like flirts around the subject without saying it.
Right.
He was like, trim all the fat. He's like, this is
I'm
what y'all
going
need to
right
hear.
here.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That was cool because there's no.
Did you like the? I don't know the name, but he had this is his 5th or 4th one in 2 years.
Right.
He put out 2 other ones. Like
He had
He had 2 last year,
and
right?
Equanimity, and
some.
He said this is his last one. And he had 3. So
yeah, in the last 3 years, I
Last
think
3
he released
with
4.
The 3 with Netflix or just 3 in general?
No,
he had
Netflix.
3. He had 3 Netflix. 3.
Right. This is the
project-
third
The
of-
third of that. The completion.
No, this is the 4th, ain't it?
No, it's the third.
He
only did
dropped
3.
2 at
No, because he
once.
had the one in the Comedy Store too.
That was
But
2.
that was 2.
and then one more.
And then this
3. He
one.
did 3.
Oh, I thought
He
it was
dropped
4.
2 at once.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, the one at the Comedy Store and the one I was like, I feel like
No, man, he did the one in. It's 4. He did
is
one in
4.
Austin at first. He did 2 at the same time. Then he released the Comedy Store one. Let's pull up
He
IMDb.
did 2 big ones for Netflix and then 1 at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I'm gonna read them off to you so we're not crazy. I know me and Serena.
regardless, putting out 4 hours in what 2?
He's notorious
Bro.
for that though. He has urban legends to where he'll go to Comedy Store.
Oh, he-
or
he-
Laugh
yeah, he
Factory
pops up at,
and just
1
do
a.m.
7 hours and then take the whole crowd out to Denny's.
That's
So
fire.
Denny's?
That's just crazy. Yeah.
I don't know. He shows up at
Denny's is
1
not
a.m.
really
a
good
lot
for
at the
stomach, though.
Comedy
I don't know if
Store.
that's a good choice.
Okay,
Hey,
hold on.
man,
Here we go.
Disrespect moons over my hammy.
What was his other special?
Okay, here we go.
besides Killing
2017, Dave Chappelle, The Age of Spin.
Okay.
2017, Deep in the Heart of Texas. Those are 2 that came out at the same time. 2017, that's 5. I told you. Equanimity came out. Then The Bird Revelation. Those are all in 2017. And in 2019, Sticks and Stones.
So he shot 5 hours and
5 in the last 2 years.
before Killing Him Softly or after? Because that one
For What It's Worth
What
is
It's Worth. That's
2004.
another great one.
And then,
Those 2.
yeah, Kill 'Em Softly was in the 2000.
You know what this special also offered me as well?
What?
Like a bird's eye view into how tense it must have gotten between him and Comedy Central during the show. When he kind of talked about that situation when the lady came in.
Yeah.
and she said,
he was like, why can't I say the F word?
Yeah,
And,
and-
they said, because you're not gay. And he said,
well,
well,
not an N word either.
Yeah.
I thought that was just
So
deep.
here's my thing about this. Now we may differ. So there actually have a lot of mixed emotions about this thing. Well, actually, let me back up. Let me ask you this: as comedians, we all perform.
Right.
As a comedian, I'll start with you, Trev. You're coming up. Do you feel like there is a what's the word? Do you think we live in a PC culture where you can't make fun of stuff you want? I asked Trevor, and here you go shaking your
Yeah,
head.
man.
And I was
Wait
on
your
Wild
turn.
now.
I mean,
Nobody
like-
cares.
I didn't say anything.
I
just
know
shook
you
my
shake
head.
it.
Like,
Wait,
people still talk about that. Like if you go to any open mic, there's always these grimy dudes being like, man, and they're just throwing out rape jokes. What are you doing, bro? What are you?
yeah.
So people still have it, but I think it's people who are big, they want you to talk about that stuff, right? Like it's always
Oh, you mean
around,
like big,
but
big celebrities?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it was interesting because Dave didn't really talk about too much about his personal life in that. It was about more
No.
like what's
I feel
going
like
on
he
in
never
the
does.
world.
He never really
Killing
get an
Softly was a
idea
lot.
about who he is. I
His
can
early
tell you.
specials were
Yeah, in his early specials, he was.
What can
that
you
was
really tell me
before
about him as a
fame.
man?
I mean,
How many kids does he have?
2.
I thought it was only one.
Right. So
Is it 2?
I just,
where did he
I
grow
don't
up?
know.
But I don't know.
He grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland.
But
I don't know
He
much
lives in
about him based on the
Ohio.
stand-up. Is what I'm saying.
No, I think he's talking. We first was talking about how poor he was and stuff, and there's difference between when you're black, you're expected to be poor. When white people are poor, they're really surprised by it.
Yeah,
like
I think he did a good mix of the two. You know, it's like he did the political stuff, but like it wasn't too heavy on. Like,
So do you think do you think do you think you as a comedian? I'll say you as a comedian.
Yes.
Do you feel like you can't talk about anything you want to talk about?
Absolutely. I feel like we're more censored in a time right now than we've ever been. I feel like it almost sometimes feels crippling to not be able to talk about the stuff that we want to talk about. I watched Delirious recently, and just the way he was talking on that, like there's more of that free, like, you know, and I kind of feel like that's our gift as comedians, to be able to take dark situations, turn them into light. I think that's the gift of it. But I do feel like we're policed way too much. I don't make a percentage of the joke. You know me. You remember how I used to write it all deaf? Like I literally would write jokes that people wouldn't say. Like I'm not saying that.
And that was just people. That wasn't political climate. That was the girl. I remember one joke Doughboy wrote, and the girl was like, "Look, I told my mom I was gonna move here to make it. If she sees me saying this in video, she'll know I didn't make it."
But is it true? Kissing a black guy. Some girls like, "How much will you pay? 75? Okay, all right."
So here's how I feel. As a Christian comedian, there's a lot of stuff that's taboo. I think a great comedian's greatest skill is knowing where the line is and getting as close to it as possible without crossing it.
Tahir does a great job with that.
Tahir does that really amazingly. I think a lot of time we're like, we're too PC. Language and stuff changes and shifts.
How you say it is everything, too.
Yeah, like think about way back before our time, blackface and vaudeville. Like people would just literally decorate themselves in blackface, and people were like, "Man, you're actually like super racist." And you don't think they were like, "Y'all getting PC? You're sensitive, man. It's just jokes." Like stuff should change as we change.
As applicable.
Right now, here's my thing about comedy. This is what we used to talk about this at All Deaf all the time. The more offensive something can be, the funnier it better be.
Absolutely.
I think what Dave took a lot of credit for, and I think it's kind of warranted. It didn't. So Dave's best skill to me is he had a clever way around a lot of his jokes. Right. A lot of twists and turns. And
stuff. The Jussie Smollett?
Juicy Smollett, all that stuff, right? I think, so going back to that Comedy Central thing, right? I think Dave knows. The whole thing about the N-word, if Trev said the N-word, why we would get on him, is because you're not black. That's a word you can't say, right? Whatever his fraternity, I'm sure they have inside jokes that he can say that we can't because we're not in that group. Same thing for Josh. Same thing for Serena. Serena calls her girl, B, you look good, right? That's different than if I say that to her girl. So it's like Dave Chappelle forgot that. Right. Like, you know what I mean? But I think what people were misunderstanding, like I get that point. And then I think what people were misunderstanding about the joke and the point he was making, I think the point was saying he should be allowed to say.
He had a Louis C.K. joke.
No. Hold on. I think what people thought he was saying is he should be allowed to say the F word, right? Even though he's not gay. And I think what he was trying to say, this is just my thought, is we shouldn't be able to say either of these on TV.
Right.
And you can say the N word with the hard ER, which he did on TV. You can't say the other word on TV. And I think that's the point he was trying to make. But it came off as, I just should be able to say both. And I don't see why I can't say both.
Because he was getting like some backlash for this special, right? People were like divided on that. Right?
But who, like, did you see that Vice article? It's like, why you should skip Dave Chappelle's? I was like, shut up, Vice.
Vice is the worst publication.
Guy with like a curly straw and a cold brew, like, I wasn't a fan. Here's why you should shut the
was the backlash mostly negative?
Oh, yeah. So, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you that's interesting. Are you guys familiar with Breitbart?
Who?
Breitbart.
Breitbart?
Breitbart is a far-right conservative, not magazine, but online publication. It's like, imagine seeing the opposite of CNN, right? So some Trump-supporting people who were like, they literally were like, Dave Chappelle's special is great, and here's why you should watch it. He says stuff we should be able to say. This is America, and this is what I've been talking about. The gay people. The article's literally like, you can't talk about gay people like that because they control Hollywood. Well, Dave Chappelle tells them what they can and can't say, and he talks to White Bobby. And the best part is, he didn't talk about Trump. When somebody asked him about Trump, he's like, what are you gonna do if he gets elected? He was like, get a tax break. Ha ha ha. This is what Dave Chappelle represents.
Was that headline? Wow. I saw the screenshot. It said Dave Chappelle might save America.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So when you're like, when I was like, so I'm thinking about it. There is. I don't think, like with anything, things are not black and white. True. As much as they are a mixture of gray. Right. I think you can. Well, let me back up. There's jokes that I won't make on Twitter for fear of cancellation. Like whether I think it's funny or not, I'm like, bro, my intent might not come across. So definitely, I think there's things that I can't joke about. You shouldn't joke about. I think I would love to make certain jokes if they were great, but I get it, right? So I don't. I think what Dave came across was I'm not making great jokes. I'm just gonna say stuff people aren't saying.
Yeah,
and they weren't like, because like
But I
my
think they
thing
were
is,
great.
like,
You think they were great jokes?
I wasn't like cracking up like I had in the past.
They were
I
great
was
points.
like shock and awe, like, oh my gosh.
He just said the F word.
I did a lot of you can't
Say that.
You just said that?
Right.
Not like, man. And I love a joke where it's like, man, that is like the Anthony Bourdain joke.
I was just like I laughed out loud because I was like, I couldn't believe. You're right. I kind of
So
believe
that
you did
part
that.
is like, I can't believe it. But that I feel
But it
like was a concise, good joke.
Yes.
He was thinking
Like-
all of our dark thoughts.
Right.
Yes.
Stuff we wouldn't say. on
Right.
Right,
Twitter,
but it
Right.
had a funny punchline.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I don't think all the other jokes that were more offensive had the same punchline. And also a lot of, and I'll be honest, because we're being honest on the podcast. I wasn't offended as much because the stuff wasn't aimed at things I'd be offended about.
I feel that.
I'm not the.
Do
I'm
you
not
feel
the,
like the people that could have been
You're not
offended
that-
should have been offended?
Absolutely. And here's another thing, and this might be controversial. Feel how you feel. Comedians should be able. We always offend people.
Right.
And sometimes they see the truth in themselves through their offense. Like when we used to do those black church videos, we make fun of pastors and
Oh, yeah,
here's
the
those
titles
things.
would
Oh,
just
but
for
people
clickbait,
were,
but-
It makes them talk.
and they
Yeah.
were mad.
Right.
You cannot make fun of the church. You cannot make fun of preachers. This is real. And some of this stuff is just ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole, I ain't talking about nothing. You're just doing that though.
Right,
But you're
yeah.
not saying anything. Like, and people who did that were offended. There was people I remember we were performing. People would get up and walk out of the church.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Literally walk out of the church. So people are laughing. People are offended beyond belief to the
Yeah.
point. I mean, people stood up. One time we were performing, and this old church mother was like, "God is not pleased. God is not mocked," and walked out.
How do you know
And
that?
we
Right,
still
did
had.
God text
She
you?
texted you specifically walk out. Okay.
And then people stopped laughing. We still had like 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I think there's a definite line that you can walk.
But I didn't feel. Did you feel that there were places
I
where
think
people
what
could
you
have been
said-
offended?
I
I didn't
said-
see that.
Yes.
Because
I was just like, this is
See,
hilarious.
but for me, it didn't feel left field for him to cross those lines because that was, for me at least, it was like more of a parallel to how his show used to be.
Yeah.
Like in the, some,
that
in
is
some
how
of
it
the
felt.
jokes.
Yes, that is a great
in some
point.
of the sketches he'd be doing.
Right.
So that's why I felt like the ones that, I mean, warranted, like absolutely, I could see how the ones that it was targeted could be offensive. But I feel like a lot of the people who were offended might not have understood that he has been doing comedy like this, not necessarily in his specials, but primarily like in his show years ago when
And I
that
feel
PC
like his
was a lot
point
different.
was, hey, could you open that door? Joe, open that door. It's
too hot.
It's too hot. And the AC's not coming through here that much. Just let the girl be loud. I think the other thing that he was trying to do, I think he was trying to prove a point through comedy.
So before you say that, so you don't feel like he was trying to put out the best comedy special that he could put out? It was more shock and awe.
No. I never want to say a comedian's not trying to be funny.
Right.
But I think he was trying to prove a point that I should be able to talk about anything because I'm a comedian.
Right.
And cancel culture is not real, which I agree with.
Right.
Like, because you do have the choice. Like, here's my thing. Like, I'm not a big country music fan. I don't hate it, but it's not my thing.
Right.
So I don't seek out country music. But I wouldn't seek out a country music artist, listen to their album, and be like, "This is trash." Like, I just don't.
You
go
wouldn't
into
even
it.
be the person to
I think
say that.
Yes,
Right.
I think what he's trying to say is, if you know my humor by now, if you don't like this, then don't watch it.
Right.
As opposed to watching it,
that's
hate
what he said.
watching.
He's like, you clicked on
Or
my face.
Right.
or as opposed to you telling me I can't make it.
Yeah.
The decision comes to you if you're going to watch it or not.
Yeah.
I can make whatever I want.
I think as an artist, you can you can create whatever type of art you want to, and then as the receiver of that art, we're also entitled to have our own opinion about your art.
Right.
And you can't be mad at people, like, for those to make those jokes, you can't be mad at people responding like that. You know what you're gonna do.
Right.
Like, and I've got some dark jokes in my set that we did this year that if you hadn't seen my last set, you'd be like, oh snap.
Right.
This
Well,
is
he getting there.
Yeah.
I think with him though, I think what he might be doing is his career. I think when that whole thing happened with Comedy Central, I think they essentially tried to blackball him. Like, you're not gonna work in this town again. And I think that he took that 10 years because he had a whole bunch of time where he couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I think now he's like, I'm back. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm making this bread. I'm gonna say whatever I want. I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it.
Yeah.
And I love that about it. So I think it's very empowering But I don't know. I didn't hear as much backlash, but then again, I really wasn't on social media this weekend. I didn't know that he was getting washed.
Oh
in the
man,
streets
on Twitter
behind
he was getting absolutely annihilated.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I just saw a few headlines, but like everywhere else, like nowhere else was really mad about it. Just Twitter. Twitter's mad at everything though.
Well, this weekend I was actually getting a
Twitter
lot of.
just you wake up like, what am I mad about today, huh?
Well, I didn't really see it because this weekend I was getting a lot of quality sleep. Trevor, I've been, in my workout routine and regimen, trying to get my health in order. I've learned that 6 to 8 hours of sleep is mandatory to get my fitness on track. So I've been really about that.
You don't say.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, in layman's terms, sleep is really important. We spend a lot of time on our mattress. So if you're struggling to get a good night's sleep, you've got to try a Purple mattress. Now, I used to wake up feeling stiff in the morning or with a lot of back pain, but ever since I got a Purple mattress, I've been waking up refreshed. It's so comfortable. It stays nice and cool at night, and I never wake up in pain, Trevor.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? I've truly been getting the best sleep I've ever had. Now, listen to this. The Purple mattress will probably feel different than anything you've ever experienced because it uses this brand new material that was developed by an actual rocket scientist. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It was not like the memory foam that I'm used to. Now, the Purple material is amazing because it's both firm and soft at the same time. Keeps your back and neck supported while still feeling really comfortable. Plus, it's breathable so you're not hot when you sleep. I hate that. Now, it gives you this zero gravity like feel, so it works for any sleeping position. Now for the good stuff. Purple is offering a 100-night risk-free trial, so if you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund. It's also backed by a 10-year warranty. Purple has free shipping and return, free in-home setup, and old mattress removal. Now, you're going to love Purple. And right now, our listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts they're offering site-wide. Just text RR to 84888. The only way to get this free pillow is to text RR to 84888. That's RR to 84888. Message and data rates do apply.
Do you say data or data?
Data.
I say data too, but a lot of people say data too.
Does anybody say potato?
No,
Because people always say
nobody
potato,
says
but nobody says
either.
that.
Yeah.
That's
I never heard it.
dumb.
I don't
People
never
just
heard
I didn't say caramel. Caramel or caramel?
I say caramel.
I say caramel.
And people always say,
I said
How do you
caramel
say
for
caramel?
years.
Caramel. Am I the weird
No,
one?
no.
in this one?
That's a
whole
other-
That one
Hey.
people actually do go back.
That's a
back
whole
and
other
forth.
thing.
and people also say hustle and bustle. Nobody ever uses bustle standalone. And people say highways and byways.
Bustle only.
No
my
one
wife-
ever says byways.
My wife definitely don't say byways. My wife said people use bustle when they're talking about wedding dresses though. Because I was like, does anybody ever say hustle and bustle? She's like, no. When wedding, apparently when you hike up your wedding dress to like run, it's called bustling up.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the whole thing?
Bustling. That sounds like you're gonna throw down. You're
Bustle.
trying to bustle up right now.
And when push comes to shove, what's the exact point?
Exactly. Like, when do you get tired of getting pushed? You're like, you know what? More of this.
Push
Now it's a shove.
Now
Is
it's
a
a shove.
shove full extension?
Is it? I think the elbow has to lock out.
Because I push you, I'm like, hey man.
Exactly. Like you're still this.
Is it one-handed
Yeah.
or two?
But if you go all the way out, now I'm ready to go to
That's
blows.
it. Shove is two-hand full
Right.
extension.
Okay, all right. Well,
Now,
I just
this,
want to say how Doughboy said Dave Chappelle slept on. I'm still not over that fact. That's the funniest thing.
I just never. He
If
never was
Doughboy-
to me what he was to everybody else. That's what I mean.
Doughboy has no awareness of how the world sees things.
There's no
It's
perception.
What
just-
if he comes up? Have you heard about this Chappelle guy?
That's, and here's the thing that I thought was interesting. I saw a lot of. I think if anything Dave Chappelle proved is that you can't be canceled. Like we always is afraid
Well,
of
you
being
can be
canceled.
canceled.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
That headline is happening technically. You can cancel Dave Chappelle. What does that really mean? Because by now he's already been paid
$60
for 5 of
million.
these. So if you don't like Dave Chappelle and you no longer watch his stand-up comedy, that doesn't mean, like if I say I'm done with him, I'm never gonna watch it again. That doesn't mean you two aren't. Or
Right.
maybe Josh and Serena.
I mean, as long as
And
you have
if you-
fans, you can do whatever. Like Louis C.K. still sells out venues because he has fans.
yes.
Like
And
as long
now
as you
all
have
he
fans,
does
you'll
is-
have,
Yeah.
you'll have- if you have fans, you have fans. That sounds dumb, but like your career isn't canceled unless they are.
People like to
Right.
feel like they can control your life and your career by trying to cancel you.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No, I
We'll
agree.
get you up out of here. Shut up.
I put so
I mean, it would take some messed up things for Dave Chappelle to be canceled.
Yeah, but
he
well-
will forever sell out. Like
I'm trying to think of anybody who got canceled.
Bill Cosby.
Louis.
Well, But Louis didn't though.
No, Louis is canceled.
Even like
No,
Carlos
but he's
his
not,
TV,
though.
his TV show is done. He had a movie that was about to go out. They was like,
he's
nah.
not okay.
To me, canceled means you can't work in this arena.
Like
He
no
had-
one will hire you. Canceled.
Yes, like you can't get work
I
doing
would disagree though, because what I feel like is when you are somebody who does this for life, that's his whole profession. You think he doesn't want to go do movies and tours with his friends and stuff, and he can't anymore.
But okay, I see that point. You're
Partial
saying,
cancellation.
Yeah. But you're saying he can't work at the level he did.
Right.
To me, canceled is you can't work. Like R. Kelly he's canceled.
Right.
Like maybe actually, but no, he's still
I think
has
there's levels of cancellation.
He's pretty canceled though.
But he still was having people like a fan bailed him out. He's definitely not operating at the level he
You
was.
see him on the street, you taking a picture with him.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
Trevor.
What up?
no.
I would do it
No,
as a joke.
I'll sock him.
It's a caption that you
No. But
You're standing behind him
And
in line.
actually, you're right. No, I'm not doing
But,
anything.
okay,
Trevor.
you might not, but like I would say 8 out of 10 of people.
Oh, a
in the
lot of
world,
his fans still accept
I
it.
fan or not, people be like, I mean, people probably write hate comments about me and then see me, but hey, you trying to take a picture? I'm like, okay.
No, that's true.
Like
that's true.
he'll forever have.
But his
people be
concerts
like,
were
"That's
actually
him."
canceled.
Is Michael Jackson canceled?
Michael Jackson
no,
can't work,
man.
period, man.
That is literally what Chappelle talked about.
All he can do is Thriller again. For real this time.
But is he canceled in the eyes of the world?
No.
Like we're not gonna listen to your music anymore.
No.
Did Def save him from that?
What?
Maybe.
Did Def save him from being canceled?
Could be. There's
That's
so
a
many
weird
Michael
point.
Jackson fans who are like, nah, that stuff is fake. Like, no, he's not. I mean, obviously he's separate because he's
50 Cent got dragged over the internet over the weekend because he said Chris Brown was better than Michael Jackson.
okay.
50 is just
What?
great troll.
50
50 Cent is a
He's like,
terror.
I'm just bored. Let me stir up the pot real quick.
Do you fear getting canceled as creators?
Absolutely, all the time.
What are you
biggest
What are you
fear.
afraid of? Why would
Something
you
I
get
said
canceled?
years and years. Like there's somebody.
Something I said.
If anybody ever heard me play Xbox Live as a 13-year-old,
Oh,
I'm
my
out. I'm done, bro.
If somebody was screen sharing that,
I'm saying like you like. I don't do anything edgy or dangerous, but
Right.
like
we were just talking about this
even
before we
know.
shot. Like, you guys are much younger than me and Doe. You were 26.
yeah.
So
I'm
you've
27.
been on the internet.
Yeah, times 2.
And
You've
dog,
been on the internet, like the full internet has been a bigger part of your life than it was for me.
Absolutely.
I didn't get on Facebook. I was fully adult with children,
Yeah.
and that was my first like.
I
Well,
had
MySpace.
MySpace in 8th grade. Like what?
That's and you're an idiot
Yeah,
when you're in 8th
exactly,
grade. Like so
exactly.
much stuff that you do. So like Meg Thee Stallion, she's not much younger than you, like maybe 23,
Uh-huh.
22 or 22, maybe even 21. And they were trying to cancel her because she said some dumb stuff when she was 12. The dude who does the animals, Code Game Kel.
Brother Nature.
Oh yeah, he
Brother
had something
Nature,
Like that too.
they try to pre-cancel him. He literally was like, dude, I was like 11.
Why?
Yeah.
Why though? I hate cancel culture.
My
But
thing is
I did
this.
want to say this because I was
Go
thinking
ahead.
about this.
Yes,
that
please.
was really one of the biggest reasons I stopped drinking because I always envisioned myself getting drunk, saying or doing something stupid. And it's like you're out of here. So
Yeah.
that was my biggest. That's what I always thought that I would get canceled over.
I mean, I don't do any edgy stuff like that, so I don't have any like.
I
fear of it, but it's just like
I tweeted a
any-
video today that was like, can y'all go ahead and search my tweets to see what I might have said?
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of stuff that people screenshot some of the stuff I actually have just changed the way I think on that. Like at the time, that is what I thought. But
Yeah.
through age and maturation and learning and growing, like,
And attrition.
and
Attrition.
What?
attrition,
What
like
is that?
war of attrition.
Electrician?
Yeah, like attrition. Like
Yeah.
means of attrition.
Through all that stuff, yeah. It's
I know.
usually
I'm gonna
war of
look it up
attrition. I never used it outside of that term. I don't question Doughboy as much as I used to. A lot of times I be all, you wrong, and I pull up, I be like, no, you're wrong. So I'm just gonna be, unless I'm dead certain.
Okay.
Because he be knowing stuff, he be doing math in his head. He's a whiz kid. But so I here's how I feel about the internet. Because it's been an extension of our life, I just hope that people are allowed to grow
Right.
on the internet. Before in the past, you had PR and like your image, like say if you got famous, like as famous as you are and about to become, if that happened 20 years ago, people wouldn't know nothing about you that wasn't curated for them to know.
Right.
Your publicist would do it, your agent, your manager, they would craft the image of Trevor Wallace. And the only people who know it for real are people who like been at your parties. And I feel like that's Tiger Woods' biggest mistake wasn't that he cheated on his wife. It was like him cheating on his wife was such a contrast to the image that was created that we couldn't take
yeah.
it. Athletes cheat on their wife all the time. People were like,
You just
rock
don't know about
Tiger?
it. Right.
Nobody cares. But you,
Everybody loved Tiger. Yeah.
everybody loved Tiger.
Yeah,
His
that is
image was
true.
like, I'm the clean guy,
Everybody
big
loved
white
OJ.
teeth.
But
Yes.
see, I think a lot of them do that though because they feel like a good brand ties them into making more money. So like they
Yeah,
kind of feel like
absolutely.
it's one and the same.
And that's
Right.
that's why I feel like being who you are and
have
accepting your flaws. That's what I feel like is most endearing about Doe. Accepting who you are 100%. It's hard to cancel somebody who's like, bro, I was wild when I was drunk. I was drunk. I don't know what I said, and I'm sorry, and I'm better now. And then it's just like, well, I mean, what can you say? It's when you hold on to those thoughts or when you double down.
Right.
That people are like, ah, man. But anyway,
But
before we go,
I want to say this.
Trevor has to go
I
do
know, but
his
we have to talk about this
He's got
before we
his
go.
other
We got to
podcast.
say
I
this.
do my podcast,
Really
which is
quickly,
called,
really
which is called.
because it'll probably be too old to talk about it by next time.
I have to go do my podcast. It's called Stiff Socks, out every Wednesday. Back to the show.
How do you guys feel? And I really want to get your opinion on this, being of your hue of you're white. How do you guys feel about this Jay-Z thing with the NFL?
oh man,
Oh, what happened?
Now
That's
it
a
looks
bombshell.
as if he came back and partnered up with the NFL to do some music programming and some merch.
Oh,
Some merch.
But how much did he get paid for it?
I don't know.
That's the thing. When push comes to shove, at the end of the day, they're like, "Hey, here's $250 million." You're like,
I'm disappointed.
"I could get dragged for this." Like,
I'm
at what
disappointed at
point-
this point.
at what
Last
point-
week, I was totally
we
different.
talked about Jay-Z at length on a bonus
We
episode,
did.
and Doughboy was.
I was riding for him.
He had. You shut up and play your
But
football.
what was the main thing I kept saying though? Jay-Z is a billionaire. He don't need to do this for no money. If I find out you did this for some money,
Merch.
Sean Corey
And a-
Carter,
He had to have done it for money.
What else did you think he was doing for?
bro, he has too much money to be doing it. Bro, but this is the thing. Jay-Z allegedly called Travis Scott last year, or was it this year? This year, when he was supposed to perform at the halftime show,
He did.
and asked him not to do it.
But here's the caveat about that. Here's what Jay-Z said, that he did not because to like thumb your nose at the NFL, but because he'd be playing second fiddle to Maroon 5. So people are saying that he was trying no, not to the NFL, but apparently
I think his message gets convoluted when he also says stuff in rap songs like "We Stand with Cap." No, because I was
It had
against
to-
you
it had
last
to be
week
money.
when I
wish
found
we had
out it was
talked
about.
this on the.
But
on
when
the
we found
Bay
out it was about
episode.
some money and some merch, bro, you tripping?
You think he's
Come
doing
on,
it for
bro.
good charity?
I
Good
just,
vibes?
Not looking
I
for a
think
write
you
off.
think that billionaires, because they have a lot of money, they're not interested in getting more.
It's work. It's work.
okay, this is what I've seen from Jay-Z in the past year. We've been talking about him at length. Freeing Meek Mill, sending his lawyers to get 21 Savage out, just doing all these great things for all these different rappers.
Yeah.
And now you do this and cave to the NFL for some bread?
Yeah.
So the NFL came to you. Hey, Doughboy.
Oh, he's Cave City.
No.
10
no.
mil. What you doing?
Nah, not if I thought that it went against principles that I live.
10 mil.
Nah, I'm not a money
Iced
guy.
out chain that says Jabeta. With spinners on it.
Okay, you got me on the spot.
Before we let you go, Trev, y'all should follow Trevor.
You should.
Black, white,
I'm
or
out
here.
here.
I don't want y'all to get the impression that because
Latinos too.
you're not black
Hey.
or Latino.
You're light off,
Latinx,
man. Watch your flashlight on.
you won't get it. I follow all these videos are funny to me. Tell them where they can find you, Trev.
Trevor Wallace on Instagram. I had to buy that handle off an 8th grader.
Really?
You got
I
it.
did.
That? You got it from Trevor
because
Wall?
beforehand it was Trev Wall.
Yeah.
How much did he
But-
charge you?
$50. But I got it when I only had like 20K followers, and I knew that if I blew up, he'd be
Yeah.
like, "Okay, $5,000."
Yeah,
so I did
yeah.
it early, and the kid's like, "Yeah, when I get home, I'll get my mom's PayPal." And I was like,
They probably was up there like, yeah, I
No,
got
that-
this
that
little
dude
sucker
just-
named Travis.
Yeah.
$50. Let's on me, fellas.
"It's funny because that dude just followed me the other day."
He followed you?
Yeah. So his is like Trevor Wallace _ something. But he's like, "Hey, bro, follow me back," and I was like, "I got you." But how mad do you think he was when we went back? Like, man, let's see what he's doing.
What if your canceled tweets are his old tweets?
Hilarious.
When he's on Xbox under the Trevor Wallace name, like, I hate blacks. You're gonna be like, no, but I didn't even have it. I got it in 2017.
I got a lot of black
On my
friends.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Because there's always screenshots that give you.
Screenshot,
You don't even
bro.
have to have tweeted it. If they find the screenshots, they'll be like, oh, snap, that was you.
Who are these people who just scrub the internet for old
Trolls.
things that people said to use against them?
Trolls.
Man.
I don't like these people.
So it's Trevor Wallace on what?
Instagram. Trev Wall is the only one on Twitter that I still haven't got yet. It's
Okay.
some other, ginger like.
How much is he asking for?
He's private. I've messed him multiple times. I'm gonna pull up.
The price of the brick is going up.
Yeah,
and he's on
Trevor
TikTok.
Wallace, everything. TikTok is
Right.
getting big.
And
That's the new
TikTok's
way.
actually
I
He's
like
on
it.
TikTok.
it's musically
It's
revamped,
musically.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
It
but
is
it's
just
very.
music.
It has a Vine type feel. And it's like it's very because there's no like really really funny people on there right now. There's a few. So if you're out there like doing structured comedy and jokes, people are like, oh yeah. So it's easy to get traction on that. I'd say TikTok is gonna be huge. So
And-
hop on it.
Don't leave this out. Tell them about the movie.
The movie.
He's leading the role. He just
gonna
landed
be
the
such a
role in
dumb joke.
Pinocchio.
Okay.
His nose is grown. He has the aesthetics on right now.
You
are going.
You had to end with the nose joke.
No, I heard you had the live action Roger Klotz movie, like Doug Funny's cast.
yeah.
Live action Roger.
There it is. Good to be back,
He has
fellas.
a funny TikTok where you do the whole Macklemore's origin story.
It is hard.
Trev's in the lead for that. I know you're on your way. Nobody knows more about your career than me.
I feel like I could just leave the room. This would go on for another 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all
Thank
check
you,
him out,
Trevor.
man. He's very
Thanks for
funny.
having
We
me,
love
man.
y'all.
Good
We'll see
seeing
y'all
you.
later this week on
Keep the camera on. I
righteousandratchet.com.
want to talk to the right.
Goodbye.
Righteous and ratchet and righteous and ratchet.
God knows I wanna be righteous, but at times I get a little ratchet. So if you're trying to find that fine line, dope boy on campus stage gon' make it happen. Yep, we ain't never do no capping. Or we gonna talk about unpacking vices and factions, like us and back it, righteous and ratchet. Hey, shout out to the right pack. Hey, for you we bring it right back. Hey, $5 Patreon, yep. You can skip the wait line, yeah. You ain't got the 5, you ain't got the lie. Kevin call him Jesus on the main line. Life gets hard, so go ahead and party hard. Get your weekly dose of R&R, hey.